Barcelona returned from Vallecas with a single point and 100 questions, the 1-1 draw feeling less like a routine result and more like an alarm bell inside a club still shaping its identity under a new coach. Hansi Flick's post-match tone and his blunt public line, "That ego can derail a season," landed like a challenge and then echoed beyond the dressing room. When a manager speaks about ego in public, it is both a tactic and a test. A demand for introspection and a warning that small fractures can become big problems. In the days since, the narrative split in two directions. One view saw a necessary tough love intervention from a coach trying to set standards. The other read an early sign of strain at a club where minutes, ambition and status are constantly negotiated. The clearest response came from within, players insisting they share one goal, that messages were already delivered face-to-face and that the atmosphere remains good. Dani Olmo personified that tension, frank about his frustration at being substituted in a tight game because he always wants to play, but equally clear in stressing continuity and collective purpose. His tone was not evasive so much as stabilizing. The public voice a way to close down gossip and reassert that, despite headlines, the squad is focused on winning together. Yet what makes this moment noteworthy is not merely statements of unity, but the small mechanics of a top dressing room. Who starts and who waits, how a young player's decision to stay is read as a vote of confidence, and how the loss of certain figures through injury or transfer reshapes the group dynamic. Flick's insistence on self-criticism and discipline cuts to the club's broader ambition. You cannot coast on last season's form, and the Champions League demands a psychological as well as a tactical edge. That means every training session, every selection and every substitution is now loaded with narrative consequence. A coach's stern reaction may refocus a squad or magnify simmering resentment. Inside Barcelona, there is also a subtler, optimistic storyline. Additions in the window and the choice of promising talents to remain give the squad fresh depth and a sense that the project can continue. When teammates publicly praise a youngster for staying, they are closing the door on speculation and signalling that the group expects commitment. For supporters watching this unfold, the message is mixed. Comforting because players say the right things, pragmatic because everyone admits there is work to do. The coach's bluntness may be the wake-up call the team needed, a corrective to sloppy moments on difficult pitches. But it may also be the opening line in a longer debate about culture and pride if performances do not quickly match the rhetoric. Over the next fixtures, the microscope will intensify, tough away games, rotation choices that test personalities, and media that will search for confirmation of either unity or fracture. If Barcelona can convert Flick's warning into cleaner performances and visible togetherness on the pitch, the words will have served as a reset. If they cannot, the phrase about ego will not be a footnote, but rather the start of a far bigger conversation about what it costs when individual pride collides with collective ambition.